No issue. And what about others? That's great, Amardeep. So it is a great time to switch the career into the cloud if already you have the basics. And this is the right course for the network engineers. So because you are working in the on-premises infrastructure, and nowadays every company requires the cloud infrastructure. So that is in the high demand. So that's why you are in the right course. Great, that's great. Kumar Swami, yes. Wait one
Yes,
minute.
guys, you can unmute yourself and speak up. Otherwise, you can, mention in the chat box as well. Kumar Sami, you have raised hand. You can discuss. No problem.
Yeah, Kumar Swami, you can speak up. Is by mistake or you want to say something?
Guys, kindly speak up. So make the session very interactive. It is beneficial for you, right? We are understanding your profile. So we are delivering accordingly, right? Anyone, one or two, Chinna Raju, Haridi, Himanshu, Venkatesh. Okay, guy.
Good.
They
Okay,
are in the office basically. So they are
okay, no
mentioning
issue.
in chat.
No issue. So I think I'm assuming that everyone has some on-premises infrastructure and you are a working professional, right? And if even you are fresher, so no issue. We are going to cover it from the basics, right? So as we know, we are going to cover the networking fundamentals. And along with the fundamentals, we are mastering the every technology that are present inside the Azure for the networking solution. So for that, just a minute, let me share my screen. So here is an official documentation. Here you can learn about that certification. So what we are going to cover here. So Azure Network Engine Associate Certification we are going to cover. That is also known as AZ-700. Right. Inside this course, if you will explore the syllabus, so it is covered almost about every networking related technology that is present inside the Azure environment. So if I will open the syllabus, right. So first it will starting from the introduction with your virtual networks. Actually, what is virtual network? Why we are creating the virtual networks? How you can configure the public IP addresses, private IP addresses, right? What are the different type of settings available into it? How our different subnets can communicating with each other? How the different VNets will communicate with each other? So the pairing options we will understand about the regional pairings, global pairing. So that will be the first part, right? So where we are just covering about the our virtual network. After that, we will move towards the hybrid connectivity. How we can connect our on-premises network to the cloud network. That is the major part. For that, you can use the VPN services, like we have the VPN Gateway. So we will learn about the site-to-site VPN, point-to-site VPN, and also with that, we will learn about the Azure WAN. So this is a virtual WAN. With the help of that, you can connect with your on-premises, right? This is about the VPN and virtual WAN connectivities. After that, we have the next model with our ExpressRoute. So ExpressRoute is one of the way to connect with your on-premises infrastructure. So here we will understand about the ExpressRoute, how you can connect the services with the expert route. So ExpressRoute will give you a dedicated connection for the connectivity. So it is the best way for connect whenever you want low latency or fast communication. So at that time, you will prefer the ExpressRoute. And after that, we have the load balancing service. If there is multiple loads, how you can balance the load. Like in on-premises network structure, we are using the load balancing. So here also we have some load balancers. With the help of this load balancer, we can balance our load, we can monitor our traffic. Right. So it is about the non-HTTP traffic. And after that, we have the HTTP based load balancing. So for that, here we will understand about the application gateway. So with the help of proper URLs, how you can balance your load between your servers. So that we will cover here. We will cover about the Azure front door servers, right? And after that, the security, the major part, because whenever you are in networking profile, so the security is also essential for you. So you have to secure your network, right? Like in on-premises, in our router and switches, we are setting different type of passwords. We are restricting the access to the physical devices. Like here also, you have to take some security measures. For this, you have the different type of security measures, like you can apply the firewall, you can use the Microsoft Defender, right? So these are some security services that you can use. We have the concept of NSGs, that are network security groups. You will understand about the network security groups, how you can configure the policies in different type of security features, either it is in firewall, network security group, how you can protect your network from the DDoS attack. So DDoS protection is also here, right? So this is about the network security model. And after that, we have about the private communication. Here we will understand about the endpoints, the DNS servers with the endpoints. So the private communication, and along with this, some PowerShell commands for managing our private endpoints. After that, in the last model, we will move towards the networking part, how we can monitor the networking, right? So we have set up everything, but how we can monitor all the things. So monitoring is one of the also important concern. So how the devices are performing, what the traffic flow is going on. So for that, in Azure, we have the multiple monitoring tools. So here we will understand about the Azure Monitor, Azure Network Watcher. So we'll cover these services and understand about the monitoring concept, right? So this is the core syllabus of your AZ-700. And what is the prerequisite for that, right? So a simple question comes, if I am new to the cloud technology, I have just on-premises infrastructure. So how I can cover up all these things? So for that, you need some basic knowledge of your cloud. So that is covered inside our AZ-900 course. You just have the basic idea about the services. So here, when you talk about the basic level, the beginner level, here we have the fundamental certification with Azure, right? So inside that fundamental certification, all the basics will get covered. So along with the AZ-700, we are also providing this fundamental course. So here, I will explain about all the fundamentals, all the prerequisites we will cover first. And after that, we will move towards the core technology. Because whenever you see the beginner level course, the fundamental course, so here you will things get the most of the things are described just. No practicals are involved here. So if you will see the first module, so just let me open it. And here you can see it is describing of the cloud computing. What is cloud computing? What are the responsibility model? What are the deployment models? How you can create the accounts? All these basic stuff is covered here, right? So what are the benefits, features, governance, types of your cloud services? So like these basic things are covered here, right? And this is about the first model. And after that, we have like these some more models in this fundamental course where we are just describing about the services. So what are the different type of services available inside Azure? So once we get familiar with the services, then we are able to configure it, right? So that's it will give you the overview about your Azure portal, overview of all the services. So after that, you can easily get the 700 course, right? And it's mostly about the networking. So our 700 is mostly designed for the networking engineer, focusing for the cloud networking. So here, if all of you are working from the network background, so you know the concept of IP addresses. Yeah, guys, sorry for the disturbance because there is some power cut, so that's why I have joined with my mobile hotspot internet. So yeah, so we are discussing about the things, right? What is the course introduction and what we have. So just I'm telling you how our classes will conducted, like how the flow of study will be. So first, we will understand all the basic concepts with Azure 900. In 900, we have some PDFs. So I have my own PDFs. With that PDFs, I will explain you the concept. So you can see, just a minute, I will share. I have some PDFs. So with the PDFs, we will understand the concept in the layman terms. Okay. So in the easier terms, we can understand all the concept with the help of PDF. So just a minute, I will show the one of the PDF. So here you can find, this is the demonstration PDF. So first, we will cover all the concept with the help of these PDFs. And after that, once the PDF will get completed, we will refer the official documentations. So I will share the official documentations from the Microsoft site that you are required to read. Once you will get read all the documentations, then it will get more clear to you because whenever you are looking for the certifications, the technical jargons that are required for the examination that are mentioned in the official documentations. So you can easily refer to the official documentations, and with the help of official documentation, you will get all the basic idea. And when we talk about the labs, so how we are doing the labs. For labs, we will create our own Azure account, right? So whenever we're talking about the Azure account, so for the trial period, for the 30 days, it is giving you the free access. That is your Azure free account. So whenever you are new customer to the Azure, so Azure will be give you $2,200 credit for 30 days that you can utilize and run your services. So this is for the new user. You will happily get your 200 credits and you can use that credits for the practice purpose. And that is valid for 1 month. So that is sufficient, right? So with the help of that account, you will perform all the labs. And whenever there is some theoretical topic and along with that, there is some practical lab. So what I will do, I will first explain some little bit theory about that lab. Then we will perform starting the lab and do the lab. And parallelly with the lab, I will also explain you the theoretical concepts of that lab. So why actually we are doing this thing? What is the use of this feature? So everything will cover like that, right? So once when I get completed the lab, so you will get time for your hands-on. So that's your turn to do the same lab, right? So I will give you some time during the class and I will guide you through the lab. So along with me, parallelly, you can also perform the labs, right? So this will be the flow, how the things will going on. So any confusion regarding this? And if you are not comfortable to speak up, so you can use the reaction button. So you can just react with the thumbs up.
No. Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I
Venkatesh.
have small doubt. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes,
Yeah, actually, this course is like certification oriented or job oriented?
both. So
Both.
according to the certification, we are giving all the things because whenever you are doing some certification, your main objective is to get a good job, right? So
Yeah.
that's why this course will be job oriented as well as certification oriented. So that's why I'm
Mm.
also sharing the official documentations for you. And why it is job oriented? Because we are doing the hands-on lab of everything, right? So whatever we are covering, whatever we are studying, we will perform the hands-on lab. We will understand the real world scenario, how the things are happening in the real scenarios. So we will cover all the aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
And along
And
with this, we have some mock interviews and during the courses, right? So we will help you to the mock interviews. So how you can prepare for the interviews, what are the expected questions that the interviewer can ask to you. So all these things will be covered.
And one more doubt is like how many hours it will take to complete for AZ-700?
For it, if you will talk about in the terms of certification, so you will just prefer the official documentation. So it completes in very less time. So if I will show
Okay.
you from there, so it just for 7 hours, right? So just a minute, I will show you there.
Okay. Remaining like I'm asking the job oriented things like
Yeah.
troubleshooting things. Uh,
So officially it is from the point of view certification, it is approx 6.5 hours, right? Or you can say
okay.
approximately 7 hours. But we are actually taking 20 to 25 hours to complete this course. It is
Uh,
almost more than double, right?
yeah.
Why? Because if you will take a look on the syllabus, so we have some labs for that things, right?
Your voice is
But
breaking
we will
sometimes.
do actual labs and it will take more time. Yeah, actually, there is a power cut off and I'm joined with the mobile hotspot, so maybe that's why it is happening.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will repeat whatever you are missing, right? So I'm just telling, if you will check the syllabus, so here you can see there is some theory and practicals are very less, right? So exercises are very less in the syllabus. So what we are actually doing, we are properly doing the lab of everything. So here you can just see some basic lab is there, just a small creation, right? So what we are going to do, we are seeing the proper lab, how the connectivity will happen, how the enterprises are working on this technology, how they are connecting their infrastructure. So we will see with the all the practical aspects. That's why took a larger time. So it takes approximately 20 to 25 hours to complete this course.
What is the prerequisites apart from 900? Do we need to learn any other? Do we know any other things?
And when you talk about the prerequisite, you are from which background?
I'm from like currently I'm working in migration project in Azure. Uh,
Okay. So that means you have some fundamental idea about the Azure technology. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. I have an idea of Azure portal also.
Yeah, that's good. So that is one of the prerequisite that you have some basic idea of the Azure portal, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that will be also covered inside the 900 part. Along with the 700, I will also guide you to the Azure 900. That is the fundamental level. So if you are new and if you are thinking how you can do this course, so I will help you in this also. So here I will also explain you about the AZ-900. That is the for the fundamentals. So you can get all the idea about the course and all the portals, what are the different side of services available in that portal. So that will also covered, right? And along with this, you need some networking knowledge, some fundamentals of networking also.
yeah. I have some basic knowledge about that IP grouping, like IP subnetting, those things. I know.
Yeah, so that is the prerequisite. So just in from the CCNA side, I will ask. So just require the networking fundamentals and majorly about the IP address. So if you have the knowledge about IPv4 address and subnetting, so that is enough.
Yeah,
And during this course, if audience want, so I will also share with that also. So I have the resources for that you can help, take the help, right? So for that, I will share you the resources and you can do the revision. And if it is required, so I will also take one class from IP addresses also. Okay,
yeah.
Venkatesh,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
any other query?
Nothing. But how you like how you explain me? I don't know the one. The main question is like my how you explain the real time scenarios in this Azure Azure free trial portal. I'm not getting that one.
Okay. So basically, let's take an example where we are deploying our VPN gateway, right?
Yeah,
So this is a part of hybrid connectivity. Here you can see this is here. And this is the part of hybrid connectivity, deploying a VPN gateway. So here you have side-to-side connection and point-to-side connection. So for side-to-side connection, what we will create, we will virtually create in the lab on-premises environment with the help of our VMware, right? And in that, I will deploy a Windows server. And inside that Windows server, I will also configure the routing routes. After that, what I will do, I will go in the Azure portal. And from there, I will connect these on-premises side, the lab side, with the Azure portal. So how this things will going happen, right? So we'll create the simulation. We are not creating the actual production environment, but we will create a simulation of it, just a small version of that. Like inside your organization, there is a big network, right? There are n number of devices present. We are not going to configure the n number of devices here. Just for the reference, we will create one device just for simulating the on-premises network. And with that, we will check the hybrid connectivity. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So virtually, we will just going to create the simulations of all the things.
Okay.
Okay. Any other concern from your side, Venkatesh?
As of now, nothing. If I have, I will.
Yeah, sure. What about Hari? Hari, I think you are asking something. No?
Yeah, is this weekend classes or weekdays classes?
These are the weekend classes.
Okay.
Okay. So in weekends, we will cover up and we will sit for approximately 2 hours every day and every weekend, like
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, and we will do our syllabus. So those who are the working professional, they can also easily do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other concern from anyone? No? All good. Okay. So let's start with some fundamentals. So as you know, we have the on-premises network, on-premises infrastructure. So what are the major things that are present inside your on-premises infrastructure?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So whenever you're talking about the on-premises infrastructure, so what major infrastructure you are seeing on your on-premises?
Like physical data centers mostly.
Mostly physical data centers. So our organization will create their own data center where it will set up their servers, switches, routers, and
Routers.
everything,
Yeah.
right? So they need a security solutions, like they required some firewalls. So for the security, for routing, they will use the routers. For local connectivity, they will use the switches. All right. So like here also, we have these different type of things in our Azure. So we have our Azure Firewall, we have the user-defined routes, we have the system routes. Right. For local area connectivity, we have our VNets, virtual nets. So everything is also present inside Azure. So what is the difference between on-premises management and cloud management? So here, we are not required to manage the hardware, right? So we do not need to take care about the hardware. So hardware concern is taken care by your cloud provider. So if you are maintaining the firewall, so you are just responsible for the configurations that we have. Other things, the hardware related things, the proper placement, securing the access, proper power solution, cooling solution, all these things are maintained by your Azure, your cloud provider. So as we have many cloud providers present. So what are the popular cloud providers?
AWS, GCP, Azure.
AWS, GCP, Azure. These are top three, right? So among these, why we are preferring Azure? Where we are going from Azure side? Why we are doing this 700? Any idea?
700 is mostly for networking related things. Why we assume means currently it is the second largest one.
Yeah. So whenever we're talking about Azure, so Azure is rapidly expanding themselves in India, right? And if you will see the availability zones and regions, so Azure have here three regions in our India, right? Central India, West India, South India. Like we have the different regions available from the side of Azure in our India. So whenever we are using some services from the India, so it will gives you the better performance, low latency network. And along with this, if you will see the portal, so the interface of portal is very user friendly, right? Just I will show you. This is our Azure portal. So it have very simple interface. You can simply configure all the services, and it have n number of services available here. So if you will go on the all services, so here you can find n number of services. According to the category, services are divided into every category. We have some sort of services. So like either it is a most trending ones like AI/ML. So for AI/ML, we have some technologies, right? For analytics, for compute, for containerization, for databases, DevOps, general, hybrid connectivity, identity integration, IoT. For everything, we have some sort of services available with the Azure. And these services are very simple to use. And you can talking about the terms. So the terms are very user friendly. Like whenever you want to deploy a virtual server, that is a virtual machine, right? Like in general terms, whenever you are using a type 2 hypervisor, we are referring at is it as a virtual machine. So similar here, if you want to launch your virtual server, so you can just use the virtual machine servers. And whenever you're talking about the networks, so just we have the virtual network. So the terms are very similar and simple, right? The terms are very similar to the on-premises network. And this is the very simple naming conventions that Azure is using. Along with this, it provides you the great support. And whenever you're talking about this support, so Azure gives you the best support, I think, according to my experience, right? So I have tried multiple cloud service providers, and among them, I prefer mostly the support that is provided by Azure that is most good. So they have the great team and they will properly resolve your query and give you the proper solution for that. So the support of Azure is very good, right? These are some points. That's why we are learning about the Azure. And when we talk about the certifications, so Azure, Microsoft is giving you the role-based certifications that are specifically designed for certain job roles, right? So you want to launch your career into the networking part in the cloud networking. So Azure 700 will gives you the all the networking concepts related to the network in the that particular course. So you can just refer that role-based certification. And whenever you are looking for the security, we have AZ-500. Whenever you're looking for the administration, here you have AZ-104. So for every role, we have some sort of certification. So it will make the learning process more easier. Like if you do not have the role-based certification, if you will cover entire syllabus, but that is not a good thing. If you are a administrator, right? So these services are not for you. This is for the AI/ML engineers, right? So why you will learn for these certification, these things. So that's why Azure gives you the role-based certifications for them. So Microsoft have their own role-based certifications, and that will help you to get your job. And whenever you are seeing the job descriptions, so these are the demanding certifications. So whenever you read the job descriptions for Azure Network Engineer, so these certifications are preferred by the organizations. So we will prepare ourselves according to meet the industry requirements. So we will prepare ourselves according to the industry requirements. So that's we are discussing, right? And as we know, the cloud services are there. So how the cloud providers are managing these servers? So they are setting up the data centers, and with their data centers, we are just accessing their service with the help of internet, API, portal, like these type of things, right? So let's start with the fundamentals and cover how the cloud is, what is the cloud, and how they are providing the services. So first, can you tell me what is the base of this cloud technology? Which technology provides you the base of your cloud technology? Anyone? Guys, you can speak up. Either it is correct or not. No issue. Just you need to participate here. So we are discussing about the virtualization. So whenever we are talking about the cloud, right? So what is the base of cloud? That is virtualization. Through virtualization, they are providing you the resources. They are providing you everything, right? So what happening here? The cloud providers will set up their own data centers, right? So with the that data center, they are deploying all the things. They are deploying multiple servers and proper connectivity, proper cooling solution, power solution, networking solution, right? So they will deploy everything, and just they are giving you access of these resources on the pay as you go model, right? So we'll just require to pay for that much resource you are using or for that much time you are using that resource. So it is just like that, right? So here we have the virtualization. It is the base of your cloud technology. With the help of virtualization, you are creating the virtualized environment, right? Like you know the physical things that we can physically touch and feel, and virtual things we can't physically touch them, right? They are not physically existing to us. They are not touchable. So virtualization allow you to create various virtual resources, right? So instead of creating physical resources, you can create the virtual version of these resources. Either it is your servers, storage, network, whatever solution you are talking about, right? So we will get the virtual one of this. So with the help of virtualization technology, we are getting all the things virtually, right? So let's suppose you get the virtual network and virtual machines. So internally, which technology is responsible to split your hardware for creating these virtual machines, for creating this virtual environment? So for that, our hypervisor technology is responsible, right? So the hypervisors are responsible for creating this type of separation. So for managing your virtual environments and proper management of virtual environment, we have our hypervisor technology. With the help of hypervisor technology, we are properly deallocating the resource from the physical host. And it have majorly two types. That is type 1 hypervisor, bare metal hypervisor, and type 2 hypervisor. Right. So with the help of these hypervisors, different type of hypervisor, they are managing the services. And when we are talking about the cloud providers, they are mostly using the type 1 hypervisors here. So just let's understand these things more in detail with the reference of our PDF. Just a moment, let me share the PDF for you. So yes, here just we are discussing about the environment. What is virtualization? Right. Just virtualization is the software-based version of your physical resources. Like just similar is a virtual machine. Instead of purchasing a physical computer running the physical operating system, we can just create the simulation of it. And that is your virtual machine. So instead of using physical resources, physical machine, you can use a software-based machine. That is your virtual machine, right? And for creating these virtual resources, we have our hypervisor technology, and hypervisor technology is responsible for monitoring your virtual machines, creating your virtual machines, managing all your virtual machines, giving you the separate underlying infrastructure, allocation of resources to each VM, the proper abstraction of layer. That is responsibility of your hypervisor. And we have two types of hypervisor that here you can see in this diagram. So this understand about the types of hypervisor with the reference of this diagram, right? So if anyone have used the type 2 hypervisors, that is your VMware workstation and the Oracle VirtualBox, anyone have used them? No, no one have idea about this. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so let me explain what's these things. Right. So here, whenever we require the virtualization technology, so we require to use some sort of hypervisor, right? So hypervisor will help you to create your virtual resource. So here, let's take the example from type 2. So here we have the type 2 hypervisor, right? So let's understand the working of it. So first, whenever we require to create some virtual resource, virtual instance, at that time, we required some hardware. So inside that hardware, you will create that virtual resource and where you can use this virtualization. So let's suppose you are in the small scale organization or mid scale organization. So I'm taking example of small scale organization. Here you have some servers in your organization. Let's suppose server in your organization. And additionally, there is a requirement to deploy a web server with the Linux environment. And currently you are using the Windows server for the identity and access management. So there is a requirement, and this is specifically saying that you need to run this in the Linux server. So how you can do? So for that, one thing you required that you can prefer that you can purchase a separate hardware for that and install the Linux operating system into it and deploy your web server. That is the first option. So what it incurs? It incurs the capital expenditure. So you're required to expend some capital expenditure, right? So that is a problem here. And we are the small scale organization. Do not need to put that much load to our organization. So we are engineers, so we can maintain the cost also. So for that time of scenario, if we have the existing server and existing server have a good capacity, means a good configuration. So what we can create a virtual machine within that server, and with the help of virtual machine, we can deploy our Linux server. So that we can use. So that will save your cost. It also gives you the isolated environment from your physical machine. So that method you can also prefer. Here in this type of scenario, we are using a virtualized hardware. So let's suppose here I have the hardware. For the example, I am taking my machine itself, right? So this is my computer, and my computer has some sort of hardware. So let me show the hardware information of it. So here you can see it is using the i3 processor, right? i3 11th gen processor. It have some RAM and storage. These some basic information, the hardware information it have, the hardware configurations. And in this hardware, I have deployed an operating system that is my host operating system, right? So here in this scenario, if you will talk about, so for my host operating system, I'm using the Windows 10 operating system here. So inside my physical hardware, I'm using one host hardware, host operating system. And inside that host operating system, I have some applications. Like here you can see, I have some sort of applications with me. So these are different type of applications that I have. And along with this applications, additionally, what I will do, I will here use one hypervisor application. With the help of this hypervisor application, I'm able to create my virtual resource. So here you can see, with the help of hypervisor, we are responsible to create multiple virtual machines. So hypervisor, when you're talking about type to hypervisor, isn't just a simple application that you will install with the other applications in your operating system. And with the help of this application, you can able to create your virtual resource, your virtual machine. Here you can create your virtual machines, virtual networks, all the virtual hardware you can create with the help of your hypervisor. So that is an example of a type 2 hypervisor. And we are talking about the popular hypervisor that are available, the type 2 hypervisors. So you can think of the VMware, right? So VMware Workstation Pro, you have the Oracle VirtualBox, you have the parallel stuff. These are the popular type 2 hypervisor applications that you can use, right? And now talking about the type 1 hypervisor that are mostly using by your cloud providers. That is, you are using in your local, and whenever you want to deploy some application for the testing, for testing purposes and general purpose, you can use this type to hypervisors. And whenever you are talking about the cloud providers, how they are using the virtualization, right? So for their virtualization, they are using the type 1 hypervisor. Inside this type 1 hypervisor, they have the hardware, right? Into that hardware, instead of uploading the host operating system, they are directly installing the hypervisor here, not any other thing, right? So they will directly install the hypervisor here. It can be a VMware EXXI, either it is a Proxmox, Citrix, whatever type 1 hypervisor you can think. They will just simply put the type 1 hypervisor into the hardware directory. And this type 1 hypervisor is directly communicating with the hardware, right? So after that, you are able to create your virtualized resources. So here in the hypervisor, you can easily create your virtual machines where you can get a virtual machine 1, 2. And these virtual machines have their own isolated environment, means the separate environments from each other. Means they are by default, they are not able to communicate with each other, right? If you want to communicate with the different virtual machines, you have to set up the proper networking infrastructure, right? You have to allow the proper policies for that. And the applications are not also connecting with each others. They get the separate isolated environment for their self, right? So this is clear type 1 and type 2 hypervisor. So here you can get more idea with this reference. So as we have discussed, that is used for managing your virtualized resources, creating management, and giving you the abstractions of your hardware there. So this virtualization technology are used. And here we have the type 1 hypervisor, that is bare metal hypervisor, and you have the type 2 hypervisor, that is your hosted hypervisor. And your bare metal hypervisors directly run on the physical hardware. It is run on the hardware directly. It works on the host, right? And for examples, which type of type 1 hypervisors you can use. So that is your VMware, ESXi, Microsoft Hyper-V, Proxmox, Citrix. So these are some examples of your type 1 hypervisors. Commonly used in enterprise environments for server virtualizations, like inside your data centers of your Azure, AWS. They are using also the virtualization technology for providing you the virtual machines, virtual instances. And when you talk about the specifically about the Azure, it is using the Hyper-V as a base hypervisor. So here we have our Hyper-V as a base hypervisor. All right. And when you are talking about the type 2 hypervisor, it works on the top of any conventional operating system. Like for example, you have your VMware Workstation, Oracle VirtualBox, and Parallel Desktop. These are typically used for the desktop level virtualization and the testing environments. It- so that is a foundation of your cloud technology. So with the help of these foundation technology, this virtualization, you are getting your cloud resources. You are able to access your all the cloud resources. So without this technology, you are not able to do it, right? This is clear about the virtualization technology. Any query regarding to that? No. And I'm sharing also the official documentation for the reference. So you can get the documentation inside the chat box. So just a minute, I will share this. Okay, so you can got the link from the chat box and you can save this link for your reference. Next thing, let's discuss about the cloud computing. Right. So we have discussed the foundation. So how the cloud providers are maintaining their infrastructure, what actually they are doing, how they are providing the cloud resources. After that, let's discuss what actually cloud computing was. right? So the cloud computing is on-demand delivery of compute, storage, identity, these type of resources, right? So whenever you are talking about the cloud computing, so it is just an on-demand delivery of resources. So resource can be a money type, like here there's some examples are there, like your compute resource, networking resource, identity, security, and different type of resources are offered nowadays by the cloud providers, right? So we have multiple resources available with us. And these resources are accessed via managed infrastructure. So it is a provider managed infrastructure. And we are just accessing it with the help of APIs, portals, CLI, right? So for accessing these type of services, you have these multiple ways. And it is built using the pay as you consume. You can also say pay as you go model. So for that much time you will use the resource, but that much time you are only charged. Unnecessarily you will not get charged for that resource. Right. So that is the cloud computer. And these are some key technical points about the cloud computing. Resources are virtualized, as I have explained. The foundation, the base of the cloud technology is your virtualization. So all the things are virtualized. You are just accessing it with the help of portal. You are not getting the physical access of all the things, right? So you are just getting the virtualized environment. And specifically in Azure, we are using our Hyper-V for the virtualization, right? And provision using the software-defined infrastructure. So we are not using the physical infrastructure. So based on the software, it isn't software-defined infrastructure. The next, access control using identity and access management. So we have different type of user accounts, roles. So with the help of user account, they're giving you separate security boundaries for using the services. Like let's suppose, like you are accessing into your computers. So how you are accessing your computer, how you are authenticating yourself. For authentication, what you are using? You're using your credentials, you have using your user account. So you will enter your information of user account that let's suppose I have the RAM user and the login credential for that RAM user. So like that you can authenticate yourself. Like in the similar manner, in the cloud, you have your user accounts. With the help of user accounts, you have the different type of roles configured to that user accounts. So we have different type of authority with these accounts. So you can use that, right? Yes, Kumar Swami, do you want to say something? You are using the pen. You have confusion in any point? No, we're just trying. Okay. So what? It is fully API driven services. So application programming interface. So with the help of API, you are accessing the service. Like you have the cloud portal. So how the cloud portal is working? So with the help of API, these technologies are working. This is the core thing about the cloud computing. Right. So any confusion up to this regarding the syllabus, regarding the flow of class, how we are covering the things, how we are studying, what are the process we are following, how we are doing the labs. Any doubt regarding anything? Anyone can ask if you have any type of query. And there is no query, so you can just react with the thumbs up button with the reactions. So I will get no. Yeah, you are getting all the things. Okay, that's great. Yeah, Arun, you want to ask something? You have opened your mic. No? Okay. So let's move further. So this we have discussed about some base, right? After that, let's understand some feature. Why actually we are using this cloud services, right? So as we know, we have the on-premises infrastructure, and there are many challenges with our on-premises infrastructure. There are a lot of challenges. So let's discuss about one by one, right? So whenever you are setting up the physical infrastructure for an organization, let's suppose we are setting the infrastructure for an organization, we are the architect there. So let's suppose this is a company, it have 100 users into it. And for according to the 100 users, we're required to set up the infrastructure for that organization. And here we know the current requirement that is 100 users. So whenever we are setting up the infrastructure, so we also think about the future requirements. So in future, let's suppose that can be increased by 200 more. So we are taking as we have the user base of 300 users, right? So for that, we will decide the proper place where we will set up our data center, right? So inside the organization, in which floor, in which room, we are going to prepare the data center and placing your server racks and putting your all the servers there. So let's suppose we have decided a room, particular server room, and inside that server room, you will first equip all the racks, and first you will maintain the proper cooling solution for that servers. You will maintain the power solution for that servers, right? So these major two things you will do first, and after that you will also plan for the resources, which type of hardware you require to purchase, which server you want to purchase. It can handle how much load and how many number of servers you want, like for availability, redundancy. These points are also considered whenever you are setting up the infrastructure for the organization. For the redundancy, if you, let's suppose you are deploying the identity server, identity and access management. For that, you will set up the Windows server, right? And if you are setting up the Windows server, so along with the PDC, you will also set up your ADC, additional domain controller for the redundancy, high availability, right? So minimum you will set up two servers. They will purchase two servers, and whenever you are placing the servers and end devices, so you require the connectivity between them. So for the local area connectivity, you will purchase number of switches. From the switches, you can connect all the devices together. And whenever it comes to the go outside from our network, whenever we require to communicate with the internet, so at that time, you will place some routers over there. So these some requirements you require to fulfill, right? So here, fulfilling all these things, we incurred the heavy amount of cost, right? That is your capital expenditure. So you need a high amount of capital expenditure. So how the cloud comes into the picture? The clouds is preventing you from this capital expenditure. So all these capital expenditure is taken care by your cloud provider. So you do not need to do the capital expenditures. So deploying your services into the cloud infrastructure is just a very easy sort of thing, right? So with the help of few clicks within a few minutes, you can deploy the services. Like in on-premises, whenever you are placing order for the particular server, so it will take some time to deliver it, right? You have to wait for that certain time. All right. So that is the problem over here. So what you can do, you can just simply deploy a virtual machine quickly within the minutes, right? So just I will show you the example of deploying the VNet. Let's suppose you want to deploy a switch, a physical network, right, inside your organization on-premises network. So you will deploy a switch there. You will maintain the proper networking connectivity. So here we have the VNet, virtual network, that you can quickly deploy within the few minutes, right? So just a minute, let me show how you can deploy the virtual network very quickly, and you will get your address space very easily. So how the things are very simple inside the cloud environment. So here I'm in my Azure
Uh,
portal.
Hello, Prem. Yeah, I
Yes,
have one query here.
yes,
Hello. So, during the creation, sir, virtual network in the cloud level is like some users want to firewall, some users want routers and switches in the cloud level. Okay. Okay.
yes,
So,
yes.
in that scenarios, how you are providing the security for particular host in the cloud level?
So like for the divisions, you can create different VNets, right? So inside the different VNets, you can attach the different type of resources. So let's suppose if you have
Okay.
created two virtual networks, and one is for your production where you require the firewall, right? So you can just attach the firewall with that virtual network. And if there is a second network, here you do not need the firewall. So you cannot attach the firewall with that. So you can manage like that. So you can just attach the resources with your virtual network. So you can associate the NSG with your virtual network, your virtual machines in the NIC level. You can attach it in the subnet level. You can attach it. So like that, you can attach it. Okay. So here
Okay.
just, yes. Anything more?
Uh, just I want to know, this course for entire cloud architecture level or only particularly it will cover only network security parts?
Like as we have discussed our syllabus, the AZ-700 is specifically created for the network engineer, cloud network engineers. So here we will
Okay.
cover all the networking related services with our Azure, right? So specifically we are focusing on the networking services. And along with the networking, the security postures of networking are also covered. Like so network security, the firewall, like these things will also covered, the NSGs, because these are networking related things. So that is also covered here. Okay.
Okay.
So actually what you are preparing for, what you are looking for, can you describe?
Okay. Actually, as of now, I'm working as a network security engineer. I'm working on the Fallout, FortiGate, and Azure firewalls, and as well as load balancer and Zscaler also. So I want to upgrade my skills in that network security engineer, sorry, cloud network security engineer completely.
Yeah. So
So
what
I'm
you
looking
can
for
do,
that part.
so I
Uh,
suggest you, so you can first start with the fundamentals, like as you are saying that you are working on the on-premises infrastructure totally, do not have the idea about the cloud, right? So you can
mhm.
first start with the fundamentals. You can go with the AZ-900, or if you can prefer, so you can prefer AZ-104, right? That is for the administrator level. So there you can get the practical knowledge about all the services, means almost you will cover all the important services. After that, for the security concern, you can go for Azure 700 for the networking part, and you will get all the detail idea about networking. And if you want to go more deeper into the security, you will prefer AZ-500. That will give you the more idea about the security, all the security concerns, all the security postures, how you can configure the security for your compute services, storage services, networking services, how you can use Microsoft Defender, Sentinel. So all these things will be more detailed cover inside that AZ-500. So along with this course, you can integrate with or some related courses. So that will be more beneficial for you.
Okay. Got it.
Yes,
Yes.
Kumar Swami. We do have all the courses like network security, firewalls, cloud security, and cyber security. Regarding your profile and experience, we can discuss after this class, and we can suggest you some custom plan according to your experience and profile, so you can boost up your career. Right? We can discuss after this class. Okay, deeply.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kumar. Yeah.
Yes. So what we are discussing about the quick deployment of your virtual networks. So whenever you are deploying the virtual networks inside your on-premises network, so it takes a time, right? So here what you can do, you can just within a few clicks, you can deploy a virtual network, right? So what I am showing here, just I am in the virtual networks. I'm going to create a virtual network. This is for the demonstration. That way I will do the things quickly. Otherwise, when it comes to the proper topic, so we will understand it one by one with each and every point. So just it is for the demonstration I'm showing. So just I'm customizing the address space from here. Just create. So first we will check the validation, whether we have fulfilled all the basic information or not. After that, we can able to create it. So just I have created on the click. So just see how many minutes it will take to deploy your virtual network. So within the few minutes, you will get it. So like, so within the 1 minute, you will get, right? So now your virtual network is created. So how easy it is. Just within the few clicks, you have created your virtual network, and you can use this virtual network. All right. So if I will show you, so in virtual networks, you can find one virtual network that is VNet 1. And now you can happily use this. So you can create the virtual machine. Inside that virtual machine, you can create this virtual networks. So if I also show the virtual machine, how you can use this one. So here you have virtual machines, like suppose, let's create a virtual machine over here. And here I'm selecting the Windows Server Data Center Edition, right? And here setting up the user credentials. So Azure user, I'm setting up the password for it. With the help of these credentials, we are able to log into this machine, right? Next. And here in the networking, we can use that virtual network that we have created. Just wait for it. So here you can see the virtual network that we have created. It is automatically assigned here, right? And this is the default subnet that is created with that virtual network. And this is the exact range that we have configured in that VNet. So like that, how easy it is. You can just assign the IP address to a virtual machine from your VNet within the few seconds. So just now you will click on create. Just double check the validation. And click on create. So after creating, you can verify that your machine will get the private IP from that range that we have assigned in our VNet. So it is a very simple process, and you can easily configure all the things like this I am showing. So just wait for the deployment of your virtual machine. And when it is deploying, if anyone have any type of other query, so you can ask your queries also. So yes, our virtual machine is deployed. So let's verify the configurations. So go to that resource. So here we are in that resource. And here in networking, when you see the private IP, that is from the given range that we have decided, that we have assigned. So like that, simply you can use the things of your Azure. So it is a very quick and easy deployment of the things. And one thing that I especially like about the Azure, we have the functions of resource group, right? So whenever you are using the other cloud provider, they are not providing you the resource group. So with the help of resource group, you can easily manage all the services. Like here, if I will show the resource group. So we have the resource group, and within the resource group, we are deploying the services. So it is good for the proper management. So inside the resource group, you have all the resources. So whenever it comes to the terminating the resource, and we are applying some specific policies and applying thing, so you can just, what you can do, you can open your resource group, and from here also, you can apply some policies and monitor your all the resources. So it is the advantage of using Azure. Like whenever I want to delete this resources and I want to delete all these resources. So how I can do? I can just simply delete this resource group rather than one by one deleting all the resources. So that is a benefit of using Azure. And just click on the delete resource group. And here you can give resource group name again and confirm delete. So within these simple steps, you can delete your virtual resources. So here is the notification bar. After deleting, you can see that will get completed. So currently it is in deleting stage. This is just a demonstration. So any confusion, any query you want, so you can ask. And then we will proceed further. So just continuing the introduction with our cloud. So as we have discussed about the cloud, how easy it is, how the management is very easy as compared to the on-premises infrastructure. So that's why nowadays multiple organizations are shifting towards the cloud. That's the reason why we are learning the cloud technologies. These are the high demanding technology, right? So this you can go for it and learn the cloud technology. That gives you the high paying salary offers. And whenever you're talking about the offerings coming from the cloud technology, so if you are fresher, so you can easily expect 6 LPA plus for the fresher. And if you are the experienced person, you have the 5 years of experience, so you can easily expect 30 plus, right? So it is 30 LPA plus you can easily expect with the help of 5 years of just experience in the cloud domain. So that much growth the cloud is offering to you. It's like the AI boom, the cloud boom is also here. So you can take the advantage of it. Okay. So I think that's good for the today's session. So any question related to the today's session, so you can ask, and then we will continue on the next session.
Yes, guys. If you have any question, so please you can discuss, and we can sum up for the class today, and tomorrow we can continue as a regular batch. Anyone having minor doubt?
No, sir.
However, yeah, yeah. Thank you. However, session was very informative. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And let's connect by tomorrow. Who have not taken enrollment, they can discuss with the admission team, and they can have the portal access. And let's connect by tomorrow same time, 11 a.m. Okay, guys. Yeah. Anyone?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Hima. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving the time today. And happy weekend, everyone. Let's connect by tomorrow. Thank you.